to support the creation of a global studies AA. Which brings us full circle to critical consciousness. We live on a planet, and we share the planet with other people equally passionate about what we believe in. But the reality of it is, talking about immigration as if it was only a US issue, or only a California issue, or only an Arizona issue, is hugely mistaken. Immigration is a worldwide phenomenon, and it is directly connected to global and corporate capitalism. The second thing that I want to point out is that this government can build a wall 100 freaking feet tall, and it is not going to stem the flow of immigrants. All of the data surrounding undocumented people being here means that they came here legally with a ticket, flew in, landed, woohoo, and they decided they liked it and didn't go back home. They're called visa overstays. That includes people that are not Latino. In Santa Monica, one of the largest communities of undocumented people happens to be the Brits, but they don't stand out and they're not asked for papers. So, my colega Ana started out with this call, and the chants from the Bus Riders Student Union and the student groups in solidarity is for raise consciousness. That is our only and best hope. So we're living in a really interesting time right now, and I suppose that every single generation says that, but certainly in no time in human history has technology so radically changed and so quickly changed that it impacts every aspect of our lives on this planet. So this is what I wrote. I said, these things I know. I know that the continued exploitation of the Earth's resources without sustainability as a key component is not the answer. I know that the growing gap between the poor and the rich, especially when that gap is made on the backs of the poor, is not the answer. I know that corporate capitalism, that by design puts profits ahead of people, is not the answer. I know that legislation made by people so far removed from the everyday lives of the people that they are alleged to represent is not the answer. I know that lying to save your economic assets is not the answer. I know that business as usual is not the answer. I know that unchecked greed is not the answer. I know that hate-filled legislation masquerading under the guise of religion or national security or nationalism is not the answer. I know that allowing the borders to be wide open to corporations and profits while closing those very same borders to people who will work for those corporations is not the answer. I know that people without documents are not aliens. They are simply undocumented. I know that desperate people will risk their lives to reunite with family members or to find work to feed the families that they love. I know that criminalizing the children of these human beings is not the answer. I know that factoring collateral damage in terms of one nation's own soldiers and other nations' civilian deaths while bombing them and invading them is not the answer. I know that the trillion-dollar debt created by the current wars that will saddle the next generations with a tremendous economic burden is not the answer. I know that war is not the answer. I know that pitting one group of human beings against another group of human beings on the basis of how they look, or who they love, or the genitalia that they have, or what papers they have, or what religion, or what god or gods they wish to worship, or how much money they have is not the answer. I know that an uninformed, uneducated, scared population is not the answer. I know that those who would seek to rule as emperors will work hard to ensure that people remain scared, uninformed, and divided. So you might ask, what's the answer? And it's probably going to be the toughest thing that any of us will ever do in our lifetime. You look for other dreamers. You look for others who have the audacity, the temerity to know at a fundamental heart and soul level that another way of living is not only possible, but doable. It is our only and our best hope. Then once you find those dreamers, You work to create communities that destroy the artificial differences between us. You work to create a movement that is built on the bedrock of economic, racial, and environmental justice. You look for people who are committed to leaving the earth in a better way than when we came into it. That much I know. Yeah.